All right, we're back. Laver Cup, Team World, 1 win away from winning the title. And it's Alcaraz to save the day. He's playing Cerundolo, which I'm a little interested to see because I thought Demon would be playing Alcaraz, but no. It was Cerundolo who got the call. So let's see if Fran can be the hero. If not, it'll go down to Zverev versus... It'll go down to Zverev versus Fritz, which is always fun. All right. Here we go. They're coming out on court. Carlos has a breath strip on his nose. Yeah, I see that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Fran trying to finish the job. And Agassi's talking about, he's like, what do you got this on your face for? So what's that thing on your nose? All right. Here we go. Team World is so close to winning this thing. Zverev will win it for the Team World. That's fucking rude. That's so... Bro, that was not funny. That was so unfair. Hey, Pau Gasol's in the house. Love that. All right. The sleep schedule got messed up. Bro, my life got messed up. All right, Pau Gasol is a giant. Lakers legend. He got his number retired, I'm pretty sure, this year, right? I'm pretty sure he got Gasol's number got retired this year. In the Lakers... For the Lakers, right? I'm pretty sure. Number 16. I'm pretty sure he did a whole thing. Somebody confirm that for me. I'm pretty sure he got his number retired this year. Or last year. Why do people worry about your sleep so much? I guess because they're just worried about my well-being. Maybe, I don't know. Apparently, Zverev has a back injury. He revealed in the press conference. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. Can Alcaraz recover from yesterday? All right. Here we go. Here we go. All Alcaraz's hard work results in Zverev losing to Fritz. Well, Zverev lost. Alcaraz lost to Fritz too. So I mean, all right. Warming up the serves, and then we'll get started. (3-0) is the head-to-head in favor of Alcaraz. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I have no idea who's serving, but we'll find out in a second. You think Cerundolo can get a set? It doesn't matter. Like, who gives a shit? It's it's win or nothing. Like, it's getting a set gets you nothing. There's no point. Who cares if he loses? If he wins a set, whoop-de-doo. Doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? It's you gotta win in straight. You gotta win or lose. It's it. There's no like points for getting a set. So who cares? As Alcaraz serving first, 15-love. Like, if Fran gets a set and he loses, we still go to the third match, so last match. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 15-love. (15-love). Return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz back in the backhand now. Cerundolo wins the point. Alcaraz in the net, 15-0. All right, 15-0. (15-0). As Alcaraz serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. The return goes in front of Alcaraz. Backing out from Cerundolo. Alcaraz volley. Cerundolo with a lob. Great lob, Cerundolo. Alcaraz couldn't get it. 15-30. 15:30. $15.30. As Alcaraz comes in with a drop shot. Slice from Cerundolo. Alcaraz there with a volley. Cerundolo with a slice in the net. Ooh, 30-0. 30-0. Robin.
I'm off on vacation. You need one. Be sweet. Near.
Thank you for the $2. That $2 will go towards my vacation. Only 9,999 to go. I don't know where I'm going, but that should be enough. Thank you for the donation. Have fun on your holiday. All right, nice serve by Alcaraz. 40-30. 40-30. As the backhand goes into the net by Alcaraz. Who we get to deuce. Unfortunately, Europe won't win. What do you mean, unfortunately? Of course that's a good thing. All right, deuce. As we return now to the front of Alcaraz. Back in now from Cerundolo. Into the front of Alcaraz. Drop shot's good. Cerundolo gets there and hits it in the net. Advantage Alcaraz. I'll tell you what, everybody who's been like, get Sinner, get Sinner. The only way they get Sinner is that they need Sinner. So if Team Europe lose, it's more likely they're going to try and get Sinner next year. So if you want Sinner next year, you need the world to win. I'll tell you though, Team World, they've won the last two of the last three. The only reason Europe won last year was because Alcaraz. Like, Alcaraz won more points than anybody at a Laver Cup before. So, yeah. As we just slice down to the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand now from Cerundolo as Alcaraz forehand again. To the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand to the forehand again of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand down the line. Cerundolo's there with the backhand cross court in the net. And it's 1-love Alcaraz. Yeah, the only reason the Team World won, Team Europe won last year was Alcaraz. And then they lost the 2 years before that. So, the Laver Cup, the first 4 years was Europe. And the last, well, if World win today, 3 of the last 4 have been to World, but also that one that they should have won as well. So this could have easily been 4-all after today. Which is that's what you want. You don't want Europe. Roger Federer doesn't want Europe to win, dominate every year, because then people aren't going to watch it. People won't give a shit if it's just going to be predictable. It needs to be competitive. And the last 4 years have been very competitive. And World winning and keeping it like close and making it like a 5-3 head-to-head is good for the Laver Cup. You don't want 7-1 Europe. Otherwise, nobody's going to watch it. Everyone's going to just know, oh, Europe win, who cares, right? So you might not be Team World, but trust me, World winning today and dominating for the most part of the last 4 years is good for the Laver Cup. Because it means it's going to hopefully entice more of the European superstars to play. You know, Federer is going to try and recruit, Sinner to play, right? To make it, if Alcaraz can only do so much, then maybe they do need Sinner. And maybe that's not a bad thing for the Laver Cup, to get Sinner involved. By the way, Cerundolo has never lost a match here. He's 3-0 in singles. He's got a great record. But then also next year, Sheldon might join, and that makes it fun too, right? Or maybe Draper plays because it's in London. 30-15. Also, you got to kind of remember as well, I'm not sure what the appearance fee is, but I'm sure there is an appearance fee or some sort of like enticement. So it's for them to get Alcaraz, Sinner, like all the best players in Europe. It's going to cost them money. It's probably not going to be free. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if there's an appearance fee or not. Maybe there's not, which is probably better because it means the players play by for their own, out of their own time. And Cerundolo hits a volley in the net and it's 30-all. But if there is an appearance fee, you got to remember that trying to get Alcaraz and Sinner is going to be a very costly, right? All right, 30-all. Cerundolo serves again. Fault. By the way, have they already told? Do we know where the Laver Cup's going next time around the world? Has it already been discussed? Are they going to Los Angeles? No. So they go to London next year, and then I reckon the next year that they go to Brazil. 40-30. I reckon Laver Cup 2027, Brazil. Because you've been to Vancouver, Boston, Chicago, San Francisco. You got to go. I mean, they got Fonseca for a reason. They're putting Fonseca in this early for a reason. And the reason is 2 years from now, they're going to Rio. And Fonseca's going to be the face of the world. That's the plan. That's the plan. Come on, Rog. We know what's up. Do us a favor. And in 2 years' time, Fonseca might be one of the best players in the team. So then that way, by then he's had a little experience here, but he's also, but in 2 years' time, he's going to be a lot better and a lot more competitive, and maybe, and then maybe we do get the Alcaraz versus Fonseca Rio match on day 3. I mean, that's coming. All right, Deuce. We know what's going on with Rog. We know what he's up to. And I'm all for it. As Alcaraz hits a drop volley. And it's advantage Alcaraz. As Alcaraz got lucky, a little bit lucky with the tape. All right, Alcaraz breaks. 2-love. Yep, you don't need to put scores in the chat. We've got a scoreboard. All right. 2-0. Alcaraz forehand in the net, love 15. Love 15. Is it a forehand slice from Alcaraz? Backhand slice from Cerundolo. Goes long, 15-all. Seriously, this hype for these players in this particular Laver Cup doesn't warrant the coverage. Why? Are you like this? All right, 15-all. By the way, the Rockies won again. Let's go. All right, 15-30. Chance for Cerundolo to break back. There's a default second serve. As Alcaraz double faults, 15-40. $15.40. As the return goes to net, 30-40. Federer said that in 2027, I think we could cross the equator, either go to Asia or South America. We have to keep moving, not only in North America. I agree. Yeah. So he's like, clearly Federer's thinking Brazil, Argentina, Japan, or China. And my two predictions would be probably either China or Brazil. Because Brazil with the Fonseca, or China because he has an affiliation with Uniqlo and they're massive. And also, like a lot of, he's got an affiliation with, what do you call it? Like with the Shanghai Masters and all the tournaments in Asia. He's always, every year he goes there. He's always at the Shanghai Masters. So I reckon that it's probably going to be either in China or it's going to be in Brazil. And I would say China would maybe be the favorite because of the logistics of the tour. So like the Asian swing starts next week. So why wouldn't you go to China and then stay in Asia and then play, and then everyone goes on and plays Japan or Beijing or whatever? That would be my feeling. But I think Brazil, if you have Fonseca playing in 2 years for Brazil, that is a no-brainer. But I guess it depends if in 2 years' time, if Fonseca is going to be, one of these, one of the guys, one of the top 10 at that point, That'll help a lot. If he's not, it won't matter because the people will still show up, but maybe they'll go with this. You know what? Maybe they'll, what I'm thinking now? Backhand rallies with a volley from Alcaraz in the net and it's deuce. What I'm thinking now is maybe they'll go to China because Fonseca will be, 21 in 2 years? Maybe instead of trying to bank on a guy who he has got great potential, but we don't know what's going to happen in 2 years, rather than going, let's go to Brazil for Fonseca, why not wait until 2029 when he's 23 years old and more established, and then that way, rather than risking the next one on Brazil, wait until 2023, give Fonseca some more time to get there, and then go to Brazil when he's like 23. And that could be, and then Alcaraz and Sinner are like, 25, 26. Maybe that's the better idea. And then go to China next year, in 2 years, instead. That might be the play. All right, advantage Alcaraz for a 3-love lead. And that goes out by Cerundolo, and Alcaraz does go to 3-love. Brazilians go crazy for him now. They could go whatever. I agree, but it's like, you don't want to put, because if you're going to, okay, so here's my thinking, right? you don't want... If you're going to go to Brazil and Fonseca's in the team, they will want him to play a doubles and two singles, right? Or maybe even 3, 4. Like they'll want to make him like Alcaraz on the world side, play everything he can. So I don't know if in 2 years' time, if it's smart for them to go, you know what, we're going to make him the face of the team. Well, who knows? I mean, 2 years, a lot can happen, but I think it's a smarter bet to let Fonseca, like maybe next year he plays a little bit more, or maybe, maybe 2 years is enough. Maybe in 2 years' time he is that guy. But I think maybe that they're going to probably, rather than banking on Fonseca yet, I think they'll probably go to China as their first venture out of North America, and then 2029 come back when Fonseca is more established. And at that point, he might be able to play everything, right? And he might be able to carry the team a little bit, right? He might be the best player in the world, like for the world, right? Rather than it being Fritz and the Americans, it might be Fonseca, right? Who knows? I feel like that might be the play they go with, especially because Federer's got a affiliation with the Shanghai Masters in China, so there might be easier to go there than it is to go to Brazil. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, 3 love Alcaraz. And so it goes out by Cerundolo. All right. Love 15. As we had a 4-1 win from Alcaraz, love 30. You said good luck to the player who plays Alcaraz after a loss yesterday. You were correct. Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, Alcaraz was never going to play 2 bad days in a row. All right. Love 30. Cerundolo is a sacrifice. Love 40. They've sacrificed Cerundolo to then give Fritz a chance for glory. This was a sacrifice. And I guess they could have put Cerundolo against Menchik and Demonor here, but that does seem a lot riskier than this. Like, Cerundolo Menchik could have been a lot tougher for Cerundolo than it was for Demon. So at least with Demon, it's kind of like, now in hindsight, right? I mean, going into that match, Demon had a good record against Menchik anyway. So maybe it was supposed to be Demon in straights. But whereas you put Demon here for love Alcaraz. You put Demon against Alcaraz and put Cerundolo against Menchik, you have there's a chance you lose. So I guess they put all their chips on Fritz beating Zverev. That's what Team World have done. They've gone, you know what? We'll get Demon to win. The doubles will be 50-50 because Alcaraz. Cerundolo's a sacrifice. We're going to throw him to the wolf, and then we'll get Fritz to beat Zverev, and we can win the trophy. I think that was the play. That was what they were saying. We're like, Fran, we need you to volunteer a tribute, please. But do your best. Poor Fran. He's had a great tournament too. He played so well yesterday, so even if he does lose this, who cares? He won yesterday. That's all that matters. He beat Rune, and he did his job. I love 15. As Alcaraz serves again. The return goes in, and then Alcaraz with a drop shot. Slice Cerundolo. Great shot. Oh, and Alcaraz almost hits a ridiculous shot, but it hit the tape. Love 30. I was expecting Opelka to be sacrificed. But Opelka was good for doubles. Yeah, but unfortunately Opelka didn't do as well in the doubles as he should have. I love 30. We need a fault second serve. Serving to the back of Cerundolo. Forehand from Alcaraz. The back of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand cross court. Cerundolo down the line of the backhand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo backhand on the stretch. In the net. It's 15-30. That nose strip is massive. It's a big nose strip. It's like he's broken his nose and they're covering it with plaster. The hell? Is that thing legal? 15-30. Alcaraz with a great serve. 30-all. Seven in the forehand of Cerundolo. Return goes wide. 40-30. All right, serving to the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz comes to the net with a volley. Cerundolo forehand pass. Too good. We get to deuce. Deuce. If there's a tiebreak, who plays? Whoever they want to play. They get to choose. Deuce. The backhand goes in the net by Cerundolo. Advantage Alcaraz. Is the Laver Cup going to end with Fritz versus Zverev? Yeah, and it probably should. Like, if you had to write the script, that makes sense. Like, that is one of the... outside of Sincaraz, that is one of the most intriguing rivalries. And also it gives Fritz a chance of redemption after losing to Alcaraz in the final match last year. So it kind of makes sense that would be the final match of this tournament. If Team World win, it makes sense that would be the the deciding match. All right, deuce. All right. Alcaraz trying to go to 5-love. First serve's a fault, second serve. As the backhand goes into the forehand of Cerundolo, backhand Alcaraz to the backhand of Cerundolo. Cerundolo hits it out. Advantage Alcaraz. All right. First serve is the fault, second serve. As the return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Here's a drop shot. And hit the tape and went in. 5-love Carlos. 5-love. 5 love. But this doesn't count, right? It doesn't count. This doesn't count, does it? Like, Alcaraz wins this match, 6 love, 6 love. Doesn't matter, right? I don't think we should be even mentioning it. I don't think it matters. Like, it doesn't, like, it's not real. It's not a real match, so it doesn't matter, right? Do it at a Grand Slam. Double bagel at a Grand Slam, or it doesn't count. Or, is that what we're going to say today? Or we only say that when he loses? 5 love. Poor Fran, though. Should have been Fonseca. What, you want Fonseca to play this guy? Today? You hate Fonseca? What are you doing? Poor Fran, but he also... It's probably better Fran than Fonseca, to be honest. I'd rather see Alcaraz do this to Fran than Fonseca. I mean, I wouldn't want to see Fonseca have to deal with this. All right. Five love Alcaraz. All right. Return goes in the forehand of Fonseca, but for Cerundolo, but it goes out by Alcaraz. 15 love. All right. 30 love. Ah, 40 love. Can we trust Zverev to deliver under pressure? I hope not. I really hope not. 40 love. Fault. Second serve. As we get a backhand from Cerundolo into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo hits a forehand again, but it's wide and it's 4-15. $40-15. All right. 40-15. Alcaraz return winner, 40-30. $40-30. $40-30. As Alcaraz returns into the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand pass in the net. 5-1. $31 minutes. This is more like it. All right, 5-1. Pardon me. All right. As Cerundolo comes to the net with a volley and puts it away. Love 15. Nice work from Fran. Love 15. Alcaraz going with the tweener, but Fran was all there. Wasn't letting that happen. Love 15. Alcaraz with a great serve, 15-0. All right, forehand goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Slice from Cerundolo in the net, 30-15. $30-15. $30-15. As with a forehand from Cerundolo. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Good pickup by Cerundolo. Alcaraz there with a slice. Cerundolo pass. Is a winner down the line. All right, nice shot from Fran. And it's 30-0. All right. All right, 30-0. And to the back of Cerundolo. Into the back of Alcaraz. Alcaraz the net. And it's break point Cerundolo, 30-40. All right. 30. 30-40. As the return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Cerundolo. Into the back of Alcaraz. Cerundolo in the back of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net. Okay. Fran gets a break back. All right. All right. All right. 5-2. Oh, man. Now we have a match. Yes, we do. All right, love 15. I'm still just waiting for the last match. I know Alcaraz going to win this match. And then we're going to go to the final match, which will decide what's going on. All right, nice return winner there from Alcaraz, love 30. All right, 15-30. All right. As Alcaraz with the forehand. Oh, it's a lob. What a shot. Crazy lob by Alcaraz. Just a little flick. 15-40. All right. Set points. Serve again. Serving to the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Cerundolo. Alcaraz back and slice. Cerundolo hits a forehand long. There's the set. Alcaraz 6-2. First set in the bag. All right. All right. Why did Fritz win against Alcaraz? Because Fritz was playing really, really well. All right. Alcaraz, 5 winners, 5 errors. Cerundolo, 2 winners, 9 errors. This is the Carlos that we knew was we didn't get yesterday, but we knew. Yeah, because Agassi is a godlike coach. That's why. All right. First set in the bag. It's going to come down to Zverev and Fritz. That's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to come down to that. See, Fritz isn't there to tell Cerundolo how to win. And Fran's just like, what am I doing? How do I do this? All right. uh. Fritz was on fire, playing without fear. Carlos too many errors and not expecting Fritz's level. Plus Agassi, great coach. Yep, all the above. All the above. All right. Alcaraz with a set in his pocket. 15 love, good serve. Okay. Alcaraz with a fault second serve. So in the back of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand at the backhand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand down the line. Cerundolo gets on the stretch. Alcaraz backhand cross court again. Cerundolo goes the volley of Alcaraz. Backhand of Cerundolo goes out. 30 love. $30 love. All right. Alcaraz 40 love. Good serve. $40 love. A bit of fault from Alcaraz, second serve. All right. 1 love Alcaraz. Great serving. All right. One zero Alcaraz. Oh, God. All right. Cerundolo to serve. All right. Was it a backhand rally? Into the forehand of Cerundolo. He hits a wide 15-0. No, 15-0. Hands it back in now from Alcaraz. Goes long, 30-15. $30-15. As the return goes to the forehand of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand to the forehand again of Cerundolo. Cerundolo hits it out. 30-all. 30-all. Return goes in the forehand of Cerundolo. Back in it from Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Cerundolo. Fran hits it long. 30-40. $30-40. All right. First is a 5-second serve. As Cerundolo back into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cerundolo again to the back of Alcaraz into the forehand of Cerundolo, but Alcaraz hit it out and it's deuce. All right, we get the deuce. All right, advantage Cerundolo to take his first game of the second. He's got a 5-second serve. Double fault, back to deuce. All right, back to deuce. As that goes out by Cerundolo. Advantage Alcaraz. All right. First is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes back in Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand to the back in Cerundolo. As Alcaraz forehand again. Cerundolo gets it. Alcaraz forehand again. As a winner. All right. Carlos doing the thing. 2-love. That's the Alcaraz that won the US Open. That forehand, that's what he won in the US Open. Just unleashing. All right. Federer doesn't look impressed. He's like, yeah, whatever. I could have done it. I could do that. Roger could do that. He's like, yeah, I'd do that. That's my shot. I can hit forehands. All right, good serve. 15-love. All right. Forehand now from Alcaraz to slice Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand. Into the backhand Cerundolo. As Alcaraz forehand again. Is a drop shot. Cerundolo gets with a slice and hits a winner. 15-all. All right, 15-all. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. Cam, didn't you predict that Alcaraz would win his next match 6-2, 6-1 after he beat Fritz? After Fritz beat him? Probably. something similar. I knew that whoever was going to play Alcaraz today was going to play this guy. Like, the real Alcaraz. I mean, he was never going to play... Like, he wanted... It didn't matter who he played today. He was out for revenge. He wanted to get that loss back so quick. And just pretend like it didn't even happen. And that's where we're at right now. He is... He's just ruthless. 4-15. To go to 3-love. First serve was a fault. Second serve. And Alcaraz backhand to the slice, Cerundolo. Forehand Alcaraz again, the back of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand again. Into the back of Cerundolo. Alcaraz forehand again. Is a winner. 3-love. It's going to go down to the wire, chat. 3-love. It's going to go down to the very final matchup. And maybe beyond. All right, 3-love. But look, let's not... Let's give Fran some credit. They wouldn't even be in a winning position if it wasn't for him. If Fran hadn't won yesterday, they wouldn't have even been in a position to win. So, Cerundolo did his job. That was yesterday. He did his job. Fritz is going to bully Zverev. We'll see. Cerundolo beat Runa. And I'll tell you what, even if he had lost yesterday, Cerundolo, it still would have been 10-8 for the world. And this wouldn't have made a difference. But still, Fran did his job yesterday when he won. Put them in a winning position. And Alcaraz was going to do this to whoever he was going to face today. It could have been against Demonor. It could have been against anybody on Team World. And he would have blamed the loss on them. So this is just what was going to happen. Alcaraz hitting winners. Love 15. Like Carlos flexing. I mean, this is exactly what he was going to do. He wasn't going to come back and lose again. All right, love 15. That's Fran double false, love 30. Love 30. Let's get a fault, take it, serve. All right. As Alcaraz comes to net, love 40. All right, first there's a fault, second serve. Alcaraz return goes long. $15.40. Nah. $15.40. 7 in the front of Alcaraz. 4 now from Cerundolo. Alcaraz backhand, drop shot. Cerundolo gets it, but Alcaraz puts away the smash. 4 love. By the way, chat, remind me if I'm wrong, but didn't Alcaraz, when he first got to world number 1 back in 2022, he lost his first match as world number 1? I'm pretty sure he did, right? Didn't he lose? He got to world number 1 at the end of the US Open 22, and then he lost his first match. Was it against Goffin at the Davis Cup? Like straight after? I can't remember if it was straight after or if it was someone else. If he played somebody else. But didn't he get to number 1 and then just like first match at number 1 he lost? Am I remembering that correctly? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was. I don't know if it was Goffin though, but I think it was he lost his first, maybe it was Felix. Did he lose to FAA? First match is number 1. It was FAA. And then he lost to Goffin after that. That was close. So yeah, he lost to Felix at the Davis Cup in his first match as the world number 1. And then he lost to Goffin in Astana a couple of weeks later. So that's interesting. So maybe we should have thought, maybe we should have known that he was going to lose yesterday. His first match is the world number 1 again. Maybe we should have... I mean, it's pretty tough to like go, oh, well, he lost again. It's like, yeah, he lost to Fritz, though. I mean, a top 5 guy. It's not nobody. It's not like, it's not like a random player, right? Either is Felix, but Cerundolo hits a winner 30-15. Yeah, he lost to Felix. And then he lost to Goffin after that, though. I knew he lost to Goffin around that time, but yeah. So I guess the question is, how's he going to do in the next first round of Tokyo? Because according to history, he won the US Open, became number 1, lost his first match, won his second match, lost his third match. So maybe if he goes to Tokyo, he might lose in the second round in his first match. Just saying. If we're going with 2022 history, it looks very interesting how similar things have gone. Slice from Alcaraz as Cerundolo volleys it away. Nope, Alcaraz gets it with a lob. And Cerundolo hits a smash in the net. 40-15. $40-15. $40-15. $40-15. As Alcaraz serves, you got a 5-love. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. As the return goes back into Alcaraz. And Alcaraz hits a winner down the line. 5-love. $5-0. Rune never getting invited back again? Why? I thought Rune has been okay. I think Rune has been... he didn't win... he lost both his matches yesterday, but I don't think Rune was that bad. He's not a doubles guy, and he lost to Fran, who... Credit was playing really well yesterday. Difference between this Alcaraz and yesterday's Alcaraz? His opponent, for sure. Also, you got to remember this as well, right? Team World don't need to win this match. So the motivations for Fran and Team World are not bothered. Like, they're laughing. They're like, man, this guy's pretty good. The motivations are so different today, right? Yesterday, when the match was in the balance, or it's still in the balance, but yesterday when it was in the balance and it was like, was it even? No, Fritz was in front slightly. Well, the head-to-head was in front. There was just the stakes were different yesterday, And also Alcaraz wasn't prepared for that Fritz. Whereas Alcaraz today, he's like, I don't care if I'm playing Cerundolo or Demonor or anybody else, I'm going to be playing like I did against Sinner at the US Open. Like, Alcaraz came ready. And of course he did. So yesterday was a wake-up call for Alcaraz. So it was a bit like the difference. And look, Fran, again, played really well yesterday when he had to. And maybe he's a little bit like, oh, well, we've still got the last, like, we're not out of it yet, right? Whereas maybe there'd be a different urgency had this have been the last match and Fran had to win, right? But maybe Team World don't seem bothered because they know they got Fritz to play tomorrow next. So you got to think of that as well. Like, the motivations is a little bit different now. Whereas Alcaraz has to win, so he's got a little bit more urgency and he's playing a hell of a lot better. Fran doesn't have to win, right? So you got to think of it like that as well. The stakes are definitely higher. And the situation's different. All right, love 30. Alcaraz about to get it done and send Zverev in to finish the job. Redemption for Zverev, or will Fritz get him again? Fritz could be the hero. He could be the hero. Serving to the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand from Cerundolo's out. Love 40. But this is the Alcaraz that we knew. Yesterday was a blip. Like I said, it was a great win for Fritz yesterday, and he's going to take a lot of confidence from that. But for Alcaraz, he's just going to put that down to a bad day. And nobody should be worried about Alcaraz yesterday. Again, you got to give credit to Fritz. He deserves his credit. But Alcaraz, nobody should be worried about Alcaraz falling off. Because he is had a bad day. He just wasn't ready yesterday. Alcaraz was still in Ibiza mentally. He was still on a boat somewhere partying on the sun, And then today he woke up and he's like, I'm going to play tennis today. 15-40. Serving to the fort of Alcaraz return. Goes long, 30-40. Sacrificial lamb. Yeah, Cerundolo went in there and he knew what was going to happen. He knew. Cerundolo knew. He volunteered his tribute. 30-40. Serving to the back of Alcaraz. Return goes in the front of Cerundolo. Alcaraz with a pass. And went wide. Just. Deuce. It just went wide. All right, deuce. All right. Match points have been saved. All right, deuce. Anyways, Alcaraz puts in the net. Advantage, Cerundolo. To avoid a bagel. Cerundolo to keep himself in the match for now. All right, return goes out, and he does get on the board. 5-1. Alcaraz is going to serve for the match. 5-1. All right. Alcaraz to get us to the final match of the Laver Cup, which I don't think we've had too many times. Maybe three times, 4 times, maybe 3, where we've gone down to the final match. Before this one, there was the Federer versus Kyrgios first ever Laver Cup went down to the wire. Last year went to the wire, and also Zverev versus Raonic went down to the wire, I think, a couple of years ago. So I think it'll be the 4th time that it goes to the final match, which is great. Love 15. Serving to the front of Cerundolo. Return the net. 15-0. As the return goes out by Cerundolo, 30-15. As the return goes to the front of Alcaraz, Cerundolo into the front of Alcaraz. Cerundolo forehand down the line. Alcaraz there with the backhand. Cerundolo forehand down the line again. Alcaraz on the stretch gets it. Cerundolo comes to the net. Alcaraz with the pass down the line. Winner. 40-15. Match points for Alcaraz. $40-15 to send Zverev into versus Fritz to keep Europe alive. He serves a let. Serve into the front of Cerundolo. Alcaraz volley. Cerundolo lob. Goes wide. Okay. We're going to the final match. Alcaraz does his job. Cerundolo, he played great yesterday. He did his work. He did his job. Today was just go out there and take some hits. Agassi's like, bro, I wish you were on my team. Oh man! All right, that was a real Alcaraz right there. Look, he was. But again, Team Alcaraz, when he loses, somebody's got to step up, and now it's up to Zverev. Now it's on Zverev, who has saved Europe's ass before. So it comes down to Zverev, but he is playing against Fritz, a man he has not beaten in a long time. And in fact, this time last year was one of the matches that he lost that has been like the meme of Zverev versus Fritz. So can Zverev finally stop Fritz from beating him up? That's what we're going to find out. But Alcaraz gets his job done. And we're going to find out who's going to win the Laver Cup. Now, if it does actually go to Zverev, this next match, we will play a doubles to finish. So that'll be interesting. But let's see what Fritz can do. Jump over there. We'll be back in about 5 minutes to watch the final match, the final singles match of the Laver Cup for 2025. Alcaraz wins 2-1. He beats Cerundolo. And he puts Europe, or keeps Europe, alive.